What's up, y'all? It's Tisha the Diva, and this is for my ladies. This is my podcast where amazing things happen and we get to talk, discuss, and celebrate real women of color. This is for my ladies is just for you. This podcast is a place where I get to highlight not only my life dreams and goals, but yours too. I believe I was called to create a platform for myself to express not only my thoughts, but those of other women that's unfiltered and untamed. I plan to talk and discuss topics that interest me and other women. I want my audience to be engaged and aware. So any topics, email them to me at tishadediva@gmail.com. What's up, y'all? Y'all already know what time it is. This is for my ladies. Welcome back. This is your host, Tisha the Diva, and welcome to This is for my ladies, Season 4, Episode 60. Wait, let me just verify, make sure I'm on Episode 60. And I had listened to my podcast last week, and I was just like, oh, look at me. But now I can't even remember today what it is. But anyway, you all, make sure you all... Ooh, excuse me, I had to burp. Sorry. See, that's the thing, like when you're doing stuff live, and I could cut that out and all that stuff, but no, we still going. But anyway, make sure you all like, share, subscribe, and listen to This Is For My Ladies streaming on 11 live podcast platforms. So wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, make sure you look up This Is For My Ladies, and there I shall be, okay? So let's get right into it. Last week, we talked about like what's guiding you. What is guiding you? What is your vehicle to your destination? How are you going to get to where it is that you want to go? And what it is that you want to be. Like, how are you going to get there? You know, what is your plan? What is the things that you do on a consistent basis? What is it that you do on a regular? What it is that you do on a daily to make sure you get to where it is that you want to go? Like, what is it? Is it the money? Is it your family? Is it your children? Is it your legacy? Like, what is guiding you to motivate you to get to where you want to be, okay? And, you know, last week I had shared how, what's guiding me and what's my vehicle for me to reach my millions. And I'm going to continue, like I said, to do my podcast and make sure that I get into the real estate business the real estate investing side of it. And what's guiding me has been just the different articles and just the different research that I've been finding on there's this 26-year-old out of Philadelphia. Her grandmother had had a house that she owned, and, she went to her granddaughter, like out of all her children, all of her grandchildren, brothers, sisters, cousins, and all that stuff. And she went to this particular granddaughter that was literally working as a cashier at a store in Philly. And she was just saying how, if anything was to happen to me, I wouldn't want to, lose the house and all of that stuff, whatever. So, I want to leave the house to you. So her grandmother did like a recording, just an audio recording of her saying that she's giving the house to that granddaughter, Jamisa, McIver, whatever her name, not like whatever her name is, but Jamisa. And her family, like a year and a half later, her grandmother died, but they had went over and had already got the deed transferred. Like she got everything. She left, the house to her granddaughter. So the grandmother had passed away like a year and a half after doing that, and her family was trying to fight her over the house. And, she said that they had, although, she had the documentation, her family was still trying to fight her. And, she had the audio, and, that's what, pretty much kind of like saved her and all that stuff or whatever. So she had her first piece of property. She sold her first, she ended up selling the house, her grandmother's house, and ended up buying another house. And from there, she just kept buying houses and buying houses. And I think her portfolio currently, she has over 20 properties currently, a lot of them being multifamily units, some of them being single family units, where she said she only kind of flips a couple of, maybe have only flipped two or three of her houses, like when she needed more money. In the article that I read, she had gotten down to like her last $50,000, and she was like, she needed some money, and she ended up flipping one of her properties, and everything, it just kept skyrocketing for her, and she is now a millionaire off of real estate at 26 years old. She is a millionaire, and like I think it averages like 3.2 million, just in like real estate, and just being a landlord tenant, renting her homes out and all that stuff, whatever. And at the I'm just saying, I follow her on Instagram, and then I follow her business page after reading the article and all of that stuff, because again, what's guiding me is finding those people, finding those mentors, finding those people who, again, like I had said last week, and what I learned at what I've always knew, and what I've, they kept saying, but just building that rapport, building those relationships and all that stuff. That's what's guiding me, is building those relationships to build my portfolio, so that I am able to reach my millions, and I know how I'm going to get it. And, it's just learning. I am learning. I am in a whole brand new sector, in a place where I have always knew that I would be. But, again, I am finally reaching those places, reaching those marks. Like, I was talking to one of my good friends, one of my best friends, shout out to Keita up in DC. And, she was just saying how she has to, give herself more credit. And I'm like, absolutely. Like, you are probably like one of the most hardest working women that I know, probably one of the most resilient women that I know. So we do have to stop sometimes and give ourselves credit. And then think about, again, like, what's guiding you. You have a roof over your head for you and your son. You have, a job. You have the funds to do whatever it is that you need to do. And sometimes we go through hardships and things do happen, unforeseen and unfortunate things happen, but it is not to get us off of our path. We just have to take a detour. We just have to turn right, detour ahead, make a left. We have to maybe pull over and get a little bit of directions and all that stuff, but it's still going to lead us to where we're ultimately going. Again, like I said, that getting into the whole real estate and wanting to do that or whatever, it was something that I had wanted to do. And I'm glad that, that thought and that idea resurfaced and came back, because again, this is what's going to guide me. This is what's going to be the vehicle to get what I need, to ultimately to fund, my performance art school and my, for arts and for the acting and for the singing and, just for the music and for the sewing, just all of that is going to be what's going to fund my dream that I said that I want to have, the building that I want to have in 5 to 7 years, and the classes and just the trips, and because ultimately, I know what I want to do. I want to make sure that not only that I invest
in, my life. I want to invest in others people's lives. I want to invest in other people's future. I want to invest in those people who grow up in Norfolk and, the urban areas, the underprivileged areas, and just give them something, to give them that outlet, to let them know that they can come from, places like Norfolk, come from places like Portsmouth, and also shout out to Melvin Gregg out of Portsmouth, who will be in a movie with Ben Affleck, and has Netflix movies and Hulu movies. Like, he's right from the Seven Cities, so shout out to him. And he's even have, dreams and aspirations of even open up a performance center over in Portsmouth as well. And, providing those opportunities. So, he found out what's guiding him and how he moved, to LA to pursue a career. So, and shout out to Zeus Campbell, who is up here on This Is For My Ladies, also a Norfolk native. Those people who find out what it is that they want, and allow their passion to drive them, to guide them to where it is that they want to go and what it is that they want to do. So, as for me, finding those things that I want to do, finding those things that I'm passionate about. And, I just really feel like I want to invest in the development and the minds of children, to believe in them, to motivate them, to encourage them, to allow them to put action behind whatever it is. I just have recently made a Facebook post like a couple of days ago, and I was just talking about how I didn't see or hear anything about any Black History programs, any Black History projects. And I was just saying how, and I'm not trying to, upset anyone or offend anyone or whatever, but I personally didn't see anything coming across my timeline or whatever. And I don't know, it's just like, I just was saying, I was expressing how I feel like that there in this generation of parents, and I'm not speaking for everyone, because there are some passionate parents that definitely care about the involvement and the development of their children, and, their life and what it is that they want to do and stuff. But I don't see too many parents with a lot of spirit and pride, and what's going on, like, even around them. I know sometimes we try to, we're nonchalant, or, try not to dive too deep and all that stuff, but that's so superficial. Like, it's just extremely superficial for you, like, to not even to care a little bit, to not even wonder, like, I wonder what's going on. Or, you people, again, it's just like that's when they want to speak up about what my child did or my child did and all this stuff or whatever. It's like when you speak up and say something, then, people want to make sure that, defend themselves and whatever, but it's not anything to be like, and some people didn't get defensive or whatever from the post, and I would hope not, but it's just from what I see. I feel like a lot of the parents in this generation do lack a lot of pride and lack a lot of spirit. And because, to me, I feel like parents lack some pride and spirit, what are you instilling in your child? Like, these are future leaders of America, which prompted me to create another post after that. And, like, realistically speaking, what do these children want to be more than just ball players and gamers? I genuinely want to know that. Come on now, I'm a 30-year-old woman. I'm going to need, to be treated by doctors and to have lawyers and to want to vote for politicians. And what are we teaching? Like, what are we teaching our future leaders? What are we encouraging them to be? Are we encouraging them to see beyond, a basketball court, see beyond a football field, soccer field, a baseball diamond, and all that stuff, to see beyond just watching people play video games on YouTube and all that stuff? What are we instilling in these children? What are we instilling in our future leaders of America that are going to be leading us? Are they going to be people that we're able to follow, to model? Who are these children? Like, who are they? And who are they is like, who are the parents that are raising them? Because we get a lot of parents who get offended when you say something about their child or to their child and everything. And I get it, but I guess we're living in a society where everybody, can't tell their children nothing, because nobody is better than their children, or their children are whatever. But I genuinely, sincerely want to know, what are we doing? Like, what are we instilling in the kids? I really, really want to know that. And I know that, because I'm like, oh, when I become a parent, and this is how I'm going to be, and I'm not going to be like that and all that stuff. I don't know how I'm going to be as a parent. I don't. I really don't. I know I want to be the best parent that I can be, but I know me as a parent, I'm probably going to not expose my children to every single thing, because there's some things that I just want to do to protect their innocence. But I want them to be exposed to different cultures and just different things, and them to see things so that they're able to make intelligent decisions about whatever it is that they do, intelligent decisions in their actions, and to understand, like, the consequence, and to understand that, you're gonna do whatever it is that you want to do, but I want you to always, before you do it, to think, to really, really think about what your action, what the consequence is going to be from your action. Is it going to be a good consequence, or is it going to be a bad consequence? Anything that you would have to pay for. And I'm going to do that by giving them examples and being open about my own personal life, so that they can feel like that they're not, living and talking and dealing with a whole stranger. It's nothing like, having a parent and feeling like, this is not a stranger. Like, oh, I don't, some things that some parents may withhold, just, again, out of protecting the innocence. But I don't want my children to be oblivious to anything. And I want them to recognize things, good or bad, if it don't feel right, if it does feel right, or if it only feels right for a moment, or is it gonna feel right for a last time? Is this gonna hurt forever? Or, I just want them to be open. I want to be open and mindful, and make sure that I give them that. So, with that being said, yeah. Yeah, so just, I don't even fucking know. I think that's probably like what I was really put here to fucking say today. Cause oh my God, like even my thoughts, like I'm really just trying to get my thoughts together. But I've been feeling good. I've been feeling good. I've been feeling motivated. I have a meeting this week with a real estate investor. We have lunch tomorrow to basically, me to just ask him questions, for me to just really pick his brain and just understanding. And as I was saying previously, before I had kind of like got into the whole children and our future leaders, about, what's guiding you and all of that stuff or whatever. I had been online, and I talked about last week, like, using like the hashtags to find these people, and I was able to secure meetings. And back to the Jamisa uh, lady, the millionaire from Philadelphia, the 3.2 million real estate portfolio, 3.2 million real estate portfolio. I ended up following her personal page and her business page, her investing page on Instagram, and they DM me. Thanks for following me. There's anything that I can help you with, any questions that you have, let us know. And they were and I was just like, yo, I'm glad to be here. I like that. I really appreciate it. That means that, you are you are aware of who's following you and who's there, and trying to be of assistance for any, because if when somebody shows up, they're looking for something, and even if they aren't looking for something intrigues them. You intrigue them in some way, you motivate them in some way, so they're there for a reason. They're not there just by chance or luck and all that stuff. You find things, when you need it. So, they messaged me, and I was just, chatting back and all that stuff or whatever. And I understand. I just have to continuously invest in stuff. And I don't want to get wrapped up into things where I'm just dishing out money. But would it have not been the same if I didn't go to college and I decided to go to real estate seminars and invest in my education, and I might have to pay a little bit up front versus having to pay it in the end and then getting into debt and all that stuff? Is that not, the same thing? I'm just getting the education up front with the debt on the back end, but with no guarantee that I'm even gonna get anything out of it. Going, with college and all that stuff, but versus, investing in whatever it is that you want to do, and paying up front, taking it off the top, and getting you something on the back end, like, because on, in the end, you get the experience, you get the knowledge, you become an expert and all that stuff. And college, what they, even after 4 years, 6 years, they still want you to have some experience. Like, damn. But yeah. So it's just like, where are we gonna what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Am I gonna go ahead and just pay for the knowledge, connect with the people? Because I mean, it's a business, and I understand, like, it's in order to run a successful business, I have to, you got to pay to play, like, everybody know that. You have to pay to play, and it costs to be the boss. Do I want to be the boss? Do I want to play? So that means I have to pay. Simple as that. So I'm willing to continue to just do a little bit more research and find out what's for me. And if I have to pay for that to find out what's for me, then that's just what I got to do. But I'm going to continue to build relationships and to build rapport with people, like, continue to network and continue to speak to people, and to continue to get outside of my box and get outside of whatever box anybody's trying to put me in, because it's so much money to be made, and I want to get to every dime that has my name on it. I want to claim every single dime that has been intended for me. And I just been having a brand new mindset, a brand new attitude centered around money, and centered around wealth, and centered around riches, and just overall health. So I'm glad for what's about to come. I'm excited for what's in store for me and what I have coming, because It's for me. It is for me, and I'm going to make sure that I get everything that I need and do everything that I need to do to make sure that I secure my future. And securing my future is securing the bag. Secure your future, secure the bag. Period. And with that being said, you all make sure you all listen to this. This is for my ladies, streaming on 11 live podcast platforms. If you would like to become a guest and you have anything that you would like to share or promote, make sure you email me at tishadediva@gmail.com. Make sure you follow me at Tisha the Diva on Instagram. Follow This Is For My Ladies on Instagram and Facebook. Tisha the Diva on Twitter. That's just like, if you want to find me, Tisha the Diva, I'm gonna be everywhere, okay? Just look. And also make sure you catch me tonight at 757 Dance 176 South Rosemont Road. Class registration starts at 8:15. Class starts promptly at 8:30, so you do not want to be late. And just a disclaimer for anybody that listens to This Is For My Ladies and comes to Desire Dance, please make sure, if you already know and you made up in your mind that you're going to dance class, go ahead and send your money over. Like, just send your $12 via Cash App so that you can make the process easier, so you can just hurry up, sign in, and just get in class. Don't nobody want to be having to worry about and wait on you to download the app and you got to send it. Like, come on, get with the times. Like, anyway. So yes, you all, this is Tisha the Diva. This is for my ladies, and I am out.